Okay, we move on to the last review of the night because it's getting late for me. I gotta go work tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'm already sleepy. And it's Dogma. Now, this has a lot of religion stuff in it, and I'm gonna try my best to stay out of religion because I'm not big on that. I believe there's a God, but I'm not one to go to church and worship. All right, but I do believe there's a God. Just say that. So this movie, basically, this Cardinal Glick, played by George Carlin, is opening this archway to people, and basically it opens a loophole in Catholic dogma, and it says that if you walk through this archway, you'll be forgiven of your sins, and when you die, you will go to heaven. This is brought to the attention of two fallen angels who, after they rebelled, were forced to live in Wisconsin. And if they go through the archway and then become human and die, they have to become human, go through the archway, and if they die afterwards, it'll spell out the end of the world. So, God sends the Metatron, which is the scribe of God, played by Alan Rickman, to find the last scion. Her name is Bethany. She's played by Linda Fiorentino. And she is, the Metatron says that two prophets will find their way to her, and those two prophets will help her, in her quest. Those two prophets end up being Jay and Silent Bob, and eventually they save her from this group of these three skateboard rollerblade punks who are under the control of our villain, Azrael, played by Jason Lee. In the beginning of this, these three punks attack some random guy on the boardwalk who ends up being God. Later on in the film, they find out he's God. So, in their quest, after Jay and Silent Bob save her, they're forced to go with her, and then eventually they meet Rufus, who's the 13th apostle, played by Chris Rock. They also eventually meet up with a muse named Serendipity. And there's different, interpretations. Rufus says that God is black. Serendipity says that God is a woman. My thought is that God is sort of in every person. Like, he appears to you in whatever form suits you. To Rufus, he could be a black man. To Serendipity, could be a woman. To me, it could be Garfield the freaking cat. It appears to you in whatever form suits you the most. Appears as a almost homeless man, a John Doe jersey. Whatever. There's no one form for God. He can, he's an all-knowing entity, so I figure he can have any form he wants. So that's why Rufus says it's a black guy. That's why Serendipity says it's a woman. It makes sense. We get cameos from Jeff Anderson, and I was wrong, by the way. The Hicks character played by Brian O'Halloran in Mallrats was not Grant Hicks. It was Gil Hicks. It's Grant Hicks in this one. I don't remember that Hicks that was in Chasing Amy, but yeah. And so basically they gotta stop Bartleby and Loki from getting to this church and going through it. And, so on that journey, Bartleby and Loki are gonna kill people. And that's what they got. Because Loki is like the sword of God or something. And he's an archangel or something. And he's Archangel's sword. And he killed the wrong people. And that's why he got sent to Earth, I think. So they decide they attack this corporation, the movie corporation, which we see, they stop. This is the first time we see movies. And then this featured more prevalent in Clerks 2. But, yeah. We see Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. These movies, So, ow. So yeah, they have to stop them, and they end up on the same bus as them, or the same train as them, I should say. Before this, Bethany is told that the reason she's a last sign is that she is the only last relative to Jesus Christ. And they make a point here. They always act like Jesus Christ, you know, Jesus Christ was the Son of God. He was the one and only, But Mary and Joseph were still married. Who's to say that they wouldn't, have another child? And I don't mean Craig Christ. I know Stephen that shit. Talk about what if we had another child, and that's supposed to be, this relative. She's a descendant of that relative. I don't know. It's probably not true, but it's just an interesting thought, But yeah, and there's a poop monster. You see right there, that's a shit monster. And there's a strip club candy girl. Oh, my love. That's what she dances to. Eventually, they get to this church. And by the time they get there, Barbie and Loki, they interrupt this press conference thing. And Barbie kills someone. And then they, they cut to the others and they get there. And by this time, Loki has got his wings cut off, so he's human, but they haven't gone through the arch yet. And Bartleby's flying around he killed everyone at the press conference, and now he's just flying around grabbing people and dropping them at a high speed, at a big height, whatever. So this is where Jay, he fucks up, but it's not too big. It's you're not supposed to turn them human. And then, they turn human, they go through the archway, then they die, that sort of thing. And they get a hold of this little machine gun thing, and Jay decides, you want to play count the whatever? And they're like, no! And he starts shooting, and Barbie does the thing, and it goes like this. And so his wings get shot off, so he's human. He makes a run for it. And Bethany realizes, thanks to Jay, that the John Doe jersey must be God. So she runs to the hospital room with Silent Bob. And I'm not sure. I always got confused by this. She unplugs the thing and releases him, but then she gets injured in the process. Now, they fix this. But why is it that it's not really a redemption? Well, she's sort of, okay, her character is all about, she lost faith in God because she was married and he left her because she couldn't have children. And so, this is sort of a redemption thing. She gets her faith back from this, but she gets hit by an electric thing and she's dying. And Silent Bob kind of carries her back. But before this happens, before he carries her back, Bartleby goes running for the door. He kills Loki before all this, before he becomes human, and he runs towards the thing, but because the archway, because they release God comes out in the form of Alanis Morissette, and they grab Jay, pull him down, they can't hear her, and it's like one of those things, and it comes back to Supernatural as well. You can't hear a voice of a deity. He blew his head off, and then Jay's monologue, F word. What the happened to that guy's head? Just it's funny as hell. And then she comes up, kisses him on the cheek, and he's like, and I love the part when after they bring, because Jay faints, so he's not paying attention. They bring Bethany back. God brings Bethany back to life, and then when Jay wakes up, he looks at Silent Bob's hand, and he's like, he points to Beth, and he goes, you know, it's funny. And so Rufus and Serendipity go back to heaven. Like I said, Jason Lee is basically the main villain, because he's the one who gave Bartleby and Loki the paper, and is telling them to do it, because he wants to wipe out everything. He's basically a crybaby because God banished him to Earth after the Great Rebellion because he chose not to fight. And to me, he's a bad guy, whatever. But to me, that doesn't sound fair. Like, two sides start a war, right? Why should you have to choose a side? Why should you have to fight? That doesn't make any sense. Can't be neutral. You may, no, I don't want to. And he's the only. Well, they say that anyone who chose not to fight be banished down to hell with the ones who rebelled against him. So it's like, yeah, but how is that fair? It's because they chose not to fight, they have to go to hell. Does that make any sense? I don't know, but I kind of see his point that way. Like, why is it not destroying the whole world, but like, why is it fair that he goes to hell for not doing anything? You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, he's basically taken care of because the Cardinal blesses his golf clubs, and they use that to kill him. Yeah, it's a good movie. It ends with them finding out that Bethany is pregnant. No idea how that happened. Would have been funnier because, like, she said if it was the end of the world, she would do it with Jay. So Jay starts getting stripped. What if they actually did do it? And then all of a sudden, like, she finds out she's pregnant, and Jay's like, shit, man, I don't want to be a dad. Or something like that. I don't know, but it'd be funny. Anyway, Dogma gets an 8 out of 10 for me. I really like it. I really enjoy it. It's funny. Jay and Silent Bob are more prevalent in this than the other ones so far until the next one, which is Jay and Silent Bob's Right Back. But, yeah, 8 out of 10 for me is pretty good. So what are your thoughts on Dogma? Leave in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Snoochie Boochies.